Fed inflation data rattled markets today, keeping dollar bulls in charge across Forex, metals, and equities. And the session's biggest mover is saved for last. Salesforce closed the session with structure pointing firmly toward higher levels. Momentum sustained after a decisive advance through near-term resistance. Price action showed consistent higher lows through the day. And while that pattern holds, the path of least resistance continues to lean higher. Silver held a constructive tone through today's session, despite broader consolidation ahead of the Jackson Hole Symposium, with dips finding support and the trend leaning higher. As long as the metal continues to absorb selling pressure without breaking down, the bias on the chart points toward higher levels. The Dow finished with a positive lean, recovering intraday softness as U.S. futures climbed into the close on Jackson Hole positioning. The broader structure remains pointed higher, and the index looks more likely to extend toward higher levels, while that upward trend stays intact. Bitcoin maintained a bullish lean through the session, consolidating within a range that keeps the trend pointed toward higher levels. The structure of recent price action, with higher lows holding firm, suggests the market is more likely to push higher rather than unwind the current advance. PepsiCo's chart continued to display a steady bullish lean today, with price action respecting an orderly upward structure. The trend leans higher, and the market looks more likely to extend toward higher levels as long as the current pattern of supported pullbacks continues. Crude oil posted a mild bullish session, supported in part by news that Qatar and Kuwait restored a significant portion of pre-war Hormuz exports, which steadied supply-side sentiment. The trend is modestly pointing higher, and price is more likely to edge toward higher levels while that supply backdrop holds. Dollar CAD traded in a range-bound fashion as Canadian dollar weakness from trade tensions offset broader dollar strength, leaving the pair without a clear directional break. The range is likely to remain the dominant feature, though within that range, the lean stays toward higher levels for the pair. Core PCE came in at 3.3% annually in July, reinforcing hawkish Fed bets and lifting the dollar to near one-week highs, while ECB accounts flagged upside inflation risks. The one to watch on the calendar is the Jackson Hole Symposium. Palantir was the standout mover of the session, with a strongly bullish trend driving price toward decisively higher levels on sustained momentum. The structure shows no sign of exhaustion, and the path of least resistance for this name remains firmly pointed higher, making it the biggest mover on today's board. That is the evening wrap for Thursday, the 27th of August, 2026. Subscribe to ForexBullion so the next edition lands the moment it drops, and tomorrow's morning brief checks whether today's Jackson Hole positioning follows through into the open. This is general market information for educational purposes only, not financial advice.